Hi everybody, welcome to Spirits Abound. Today I'm going to be cleaning and consecrating my cards that I just got, and I want to take everybody else's energy off of my cards and put my own energy on them and give them some divine energy as well. I have some herbs here that I have pre-mixed that are for divination, which are loose herbs. There's mugwort and wormwood and hibiscus and some peppermint oil and some lemongrass oil in there. I have some charcoal to keep them burning, but also as an active cleansing agent. But it doesn't disturb the herbs that are already in there. And I have some meadowsweet for ritual preparation, ceremonial preparation of my cards. I'm going to describe a little bit right here about the difference between the waxing crescent and the full moon. The full moon is obviously a cup full to the brim with energy. It is ready to do any kind of work that you want to do with the moon. I believe in some traditions and some practices that I do that using the crescent, the waxing crescent moon, is better because it's building power, it's building momentum, it's building strength. And what you want in your cards is an ever build up of power, of divinity, of spirit, and intuition. I have some sage here only because this is the first time that I've used my wood stove this year. I've cleaned the ashes out of it, and I am just going to do a cleanse on the stove and the pipe going through the ceiling, and it's going to fill the garage as well. So while that goes, and you can hear it, I love it. Sage. Okay, so I have my sage bundle here as well because I am not going to stick my hand into the hot fire with my cards, even though my cards are protected. I have actually been to a ceremony before where somebody burned their cards, and the cards actually would not catch on fire with a straight flame to them, and they were actually jumping out of the fire pit. They were like, no, we're not burning. We don't think so. I am going to be adding these herbs to put my cards over when I get some coals from the stove into my cauldron, so that it's more controlled and a more manageable situation for what I want to do. So now I am lighting my sage to cleanse my cards. So, ta-da! I am going to get out my runes real quick and just pass them through the smoke. These are white whalebone opal runes from Norway. I am putting them in my hand of power. I don't want to receive the energy that's in these runes. If somebody has touched them or messed with them or whatever, they're having a bad day, they're having bad emotions, I don't want that in me. So I am pushing my power out of my hand and cleansing. It's going out with the smoke. Peace out. Okay, So the reason why I'm putting these in this white circle is white is for spirit, and they're cleansed. They're clean. So I don't want any outside energy interfering with what I'm cleaning at the time when I'm doing it. The Shaman's Dream Oracle. I saw these. I was like, you know what? I really want to give these a try. So, the inside of the case real quick. And this doesn't really, it doesn't really have to go into the circle. You just go ahead and close it back up. And the book, clean. Ooh. I thought that this was interesting, that I picked it up and this is the bottom of the deck that's exposed, and these cards are not in order. The Crossing. Initiation. Right? So, there you go. Take it as you want it. I take that as an awesome sign because I'm consecrating my cards and I'm making them mine. And now I should have enough room for all my stuff. All my cards. And once again, I'm cleansing with my hand of power. I am left-handed. You give or push energy with this hand. You receive energy with this hand. This is my Rider Tarot deck. The Lovers. Ha! The only card flipped. Anyways, this is my Rider deck. I've had these for a long time. They're already used by me, so I'm going to give them a shuffle. And I'm just going to knock the energy into my hand, my receiving hand, because like I said, the energy of the cards is mine. So the messages, the memories, the thought process of how to read these cards and how to divine them in my own way are on the cards, and I'm going to send that back into myself because I'm going to cleanse any other energy that's in here. I'm just going to go ahead and give these a run through. Cleanse. Cleanse. If you even want to like fan them, it's hard for me to do. Fan them over the fire. And this is a new deck. As you see, I keep all of my cards in their own individual bags. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Some people have their cards set up on displays and shelves. Some people have their cards just out in the open, out of the boxes, out of everything, and just shoved together in a bag, and they just like deal the whole deck out when they do it. I keep mine separate because if something happens to one of my decks, I don't want that energy going onto my other deck. I'm going to set this in there for a minute. Okay, that's cleansed. The Spirit Animal Oracle. There are two ways to use these kind of cards. I also consider these shamanic or animistic. Because it has to do with nature, and it has to do with the spirits of the animals, and when you run into them and what they mean. So, like I said, wow, now these are stiff. These are they in order? They are in order. These ones are in order. See, which makes me believe that my shaman deck was already messed with. It didn't come in any kind of plastic wrap or anything like that. So did somebody at the store that I bought it from like just shuffle them up, see what was up, or you know what? But these had a paper around them, and you can tell they're stiff and they're in order. I mean, they're just chunked. So I know that these came right from the source of whoever printed these and made these out, which means that they also have like an oil from the machines on them. Now, I don't do anything about the oils. I mean, you can if you really want to take the time and anoint your hands with a divination oil, or orange essence oil, and cinnamon and clove and basil, mugwort, anything that has divinatory properties. You can anoint your hands with it, even if you want to make your oil ahead of time. That's a video I'm also doing, divination oil, and I will be doing that when I make my Black Mirror video. So let's get these going. Okay, I've got some nice coals in there. So this is my last deck. If any cards jump out, I will show you. But now let me explain. So animal spirit can be used in two different ways. For one, to figure out what your spirit animals are, you can use a deck, or you can go out into the woods, nature, and find out what your spirit animals are. Mine is a red-tailed hawk. I know because I used to hunt before I had to have major hand surgery. And I was sitting in my tree, and I actually wasn't hunting, which is the funny part. I had my bow, I'm sitting up in my tree in my climbing stand, and I said, you know what? I think I'm just going to chill here today. So I'm just going to chill in nature and listen to everything. The trees, the leaves, the twigs, the birds, the squirrels, the mice, everything. You can hear it all. I said, spirits of nature, come to me if you see fit and tell me, show me what my spirit animal is. And in front of me, to the left, comes swooping down and in and sits right by my head, a red-tailed hawk. Now, I'm in camos, and I have a backclavia on, or backclave, or whatever it's called. So, like, even my face is camoed except for, like, my eyes. And I'm just sitting there staring at this bird like, please don't peck my freaking eyeballs out. And he was so, or it, I don't know if it was a female or male. I don't know how to tell the difference. It was so chill and calm and peaceful. And it started just cleaning itself and looking at me and sitting there, and it started hunting. It started hunting next to me. I know it was hunting because it started making these like gerbily noises, kind of noises, and I guess that's like how they call prey, and I found that out later doing some research. So that red-tailed hawk sat right next to my face on the branch for, I don't even know. It felt like forever. I didn't even move. I couldn't even move. I was like, I still in the back of my mind was saying, oh, this is awesome. This is so cool. I was like screaming inside, but I was dead silent to the point where I was like not even breathing. And I was just like, that's it. And every day, even here at my house, if I'm outside, I see a red-tailed hawk. And then I looked up its meaning about being a messenger for the spirit plane and the spirit world and going back and forth and being able to deliver messages. And I was like, that's awesome. So you can use these cards to figure out what animal spirits you're supposed to be looking for and what time you're supposed to be looking for them. If you see a bumper sticker with a bear on it, if you see a lion, if you see an elephant, and you have had these cards and you've done a reading and you're like, okay, at this time, this is what I'm supposed to pay attention to or what I'm supposed to be looking for. That's how that works. The other end of it is I have seen something and now I'm going to go through my deck and I am going to pick that card and I'm going to see what that means. What does that card mean? I saw these animals and they stood out to me. It's not just that like, oh, I saw a fly, a housefly, or oh, I saw a ladybug. Like it has to feel like it's meant for you. The divination smoke has been wafting over all of this. The divine power smoke. So, some people will take their left hand and not just because it's their hand of power, but because in some Wiccan traditions that I have heard about and seen people practice, and in some shamanic practices and some traditional practices, and let me think, some pagan practices. They use their left hand and they do their star. Their left hand and they do a star, and they do their star, and they do a star, okay? Also, you can do, because you're dealing with spirits and divinity and your ancestors and anybody that you call on, you can also do what they call the Star of David, the Jewish star, which, believe it or not, is as above, so below. As above, so below. As above, so below. Boom. Okay. But I am going with Friday, Freya's Day. Freya. Foo. You see how I spoke it at the card? I'm breathing Freya into this card. I'm breathing life into this card. Now, once again, if I wanted to use an anointing oil, I could use an anointing oil and I could put a drop of blood in it, and I would be giving blood energy to the cards. I haven't done that. I have heard of people doing that. I save my blood for ritualistic type callings of the divine. So, once again, down, up, up, foo. Breathing life into the cards. Down, up, foo. And actually breathing onto them. Foo. Ooh, that smells good in there. My handy dandy handle. Make sure your cauldron has feet if you're going to put it onto a wood surface, because this is smoking hot. No. Boom. I have to work quickly. These are my divinatory herbs. So, I call upon the power of Freya to fill my runes with divination and my mind to connect with spirit and the divine. Whoo! Wormwood. I can smell it burning. And clothes. I'm going to do these next. Fill these cards with the divine and spirit. Give me the knowledge to read these cards, understand these cards, and understand the messages clearly. Sometimes I like to fan them out and say divine, intuition, clarity, heart. You can keep going if you'd like. I'm going to stick them in here. I'll put them in the box later. I also like to keep my boxes. I like to keep my stuff nice. I don't know. It's just what it is. All right, the hard cards. Fill these cards with the divine energy. Make them clear for me to read and understand. To give clarity to other people. And myself. To connect with the divine and spirit. And to understand the meaning. Boom. I feel like I used the wrong, maybe not. Close. The gold too is divine on the bags. Purple is, you know, purple is education and power and intuition, and like purple is just witchy, witchy, witchy. I love purple. It happens to be one of my colors as a Scorpio, as a water sign. Purple cranberry wine, reds, more of the deeper reds though, blood red. Those are the kind of colors that I like. Maroon. Give me clarity with these cards. Give me clear insight for others. Help me with the meanings to learn these cards and to understand them, what they mean for other people and myself. Help me understand the definition of these cards and the meaning. That is how I cleanse, consecrate, and fill my cards with divine energy using herbs and spirit and myself. Thank you. See you on the next video.